Hey guys, and welcome back to some more Factorio in our Sending Supporters to Space map. And I've read through the comments of episode 3 and 4, and a few things. So first of all, I apparently cut my copper line to this, which you are correct. I don't know how I didn't notice that. I really don't know. But yeah, so this should be pretty easy to fix. I tried using the pipette right there. Gotta believe me. But I didn't have a splitter, so it didn't work. So that goes like that. This guy is just gonna drain maybe at some point. And yeah, so a few comments. Some people said I should ghost out my main bus, which actually is a really good idea because it would kind of help me keep things straight, honestly. So what I'm gonna do is not place them like that. I'm going to ghost place just a little bit because then I'm gonna blueprint. And this will kind of just help keep things straight in my head, I guess. You know, just so I don't mess up the alignment of these again. So, do that. Because I think I did arrange these correctly, I believe. And it seems that I'm opening and closing this thing here because I'm like running with, you know, S for down, but I'm still holding shift for whatever dumb reason. And then, yeah, so these are going to come out. Okay, well, that's fine. So let's go ahead and grab a blueprint. And we're just going to blueprint. Actually, I don't even need to, well, yeah, I do want this here, actually. Thank you, autosave. All right, let's go ahead and grab, I don't really want that curve. Brilliant. Well, whatever. It's fine. Just so I know where it goes. Because, see, now this kind of just... Oh, this is kind of just a good guide for me. And I can actually... I'm just holding... This will kind of show, you know, where stuff goes. And this is a really good idea, guys. So that's that. Reading through some other comments, it seems people... a lot of people gave some really good feedback, again, on what to show on and off screen. So... I think I'm gonna try to find a good balance there, but let's get going. So first off, first agenda is to make grenades. We can now make grenades, so we need coal and iron. I think it would actually be easier because coal is nowhere near our bus at this point. So I think it would be easier to bring iron up to coal manually. I mean, these only take 5 iron, and I mean we have a huge amount of iron just sitting here. You know, 1,000 at this point. Only reason it stopped probably grabbing is because my inventory filled up. So I'm just going to stick some in a chest, and then we'll just have a little box of grenades up here, which I think will work quite well. I suppose these could grab off here. I mean, hopefully it won't cause an issue. So then you're going to grab, you're going to empty. They don't need to be fast, but, you know, whatever. Okay, so you go here. Do that, and then just like that, and we'll just dump a ton of this iron in here. We'll have a box full of grenades. This will be perfect for our tree clearing. He's going to take a while, so I'll leave that to do its thing. Now, research. We need to knock out some more red and green. Let's get fluid handling, because actually, I've been thinking, and I'm wondering, I may want to do oil before these. I'm not sure. I certainly don't have to, by any means, but... Speaking of which, I really am concerned about the biters now. Someone else had mentioned something about, like, when using RSO, they had issues where it, like, turned off the biters or something and they had to regenerate them. But the thing is I explored out this map, like, 2,000 chunks, and there were biters. Now, my RSO settings got reset, but that shouldn't affect anything to do with the 2,000 in each direction I already explored, because even though it's unexplored, all I did was unreveal it. I didn't like ungenerate or degenerate the chunks. The chunks are still generated, they're just in fog of war. So theoretically the biters should still be there. I'm not really sure. I'm gonna be a little upset if they got deleted somehow, because I was looking forward to a little bit of a fight. We'll have to regenerate them either way. Okay, I'm gonna add more labs. That's why I'm coming over here. These guys are just not cutting it. I think we're going to add another row this way. or column, as it were. But yeah, so we could work on military, but military is not something we really need a lot of right now. I'd kind of like to get oil started if possible. At this rate, though, it's gonna take. This science is just slower than molasses, I tell you. But I want oil because I want to do red circuits so we can actually get our special chests. Because, you know, we've been chugging through science. You know, not 6,000 of it, but we have been kind of going through it. And, you know, I don't want to... I don't want to, like, miss the point, like I've done 6,000 before we have our chest and miss out on that, on the token. So I want to get those done. Let's just clear this out. I'm just doing a little pruning. The general feedback, the general consensus, if I can talk, on the trees was to just do most of that off screen, the tree clearing, you know, if it's like big swaths of it. All right, so he's gonna pass through there. That's good to go. Oil. We need some brick. That's what we need. We need brick and we need steel. So let's go set up our steel, and I will show this the first time. You guys said that, like, after I show the smelter or something, I should just finish building them off screen, which is fine. But the steel is a bit of a different setup. So I do want to show it. And, of course, it needs to go right smack dab where these trees are. Maybe not. So 1 iron, 2 iron, 3 iron. I am leaving a space, so this would be... I'm trying to, like, line my dude up with it. Okay, so where are my guys standing? This is going to be the outside belt of the iron, this last iron. Because I need that for a spacing for steel. Let's go get some grenades. We should have enough by now, I would think. Okay, we have... Oh yeah, 19. That's definitely enough. At least to get us started. Let's see. Power is still good for now. You know, those new steam engines are quite powerful. It does take a bit. It's interesting, right? There's kind of like a ramp up, and then things just spike. And what I mean by that is, it seems initially it takes you a long time to actually get, like, to the point where you're using all your initial power, you know, from your first little setup. But then once you get to a point after that, it seems like you just expand, at least in my experience. I expand so quickly that I never have enough power almost until I get, like, really, really beefy power setups. And I'm trying to find oil somewhere on here. It's advanced oil processing. Oil processing. There we go. Okay, grenades. Let's try not to blow up our belt. Ooh, man, look at that aim. Oh. Ouch. Oh, that's a real... I thought that was a ghost. Whoops. Brilliant. Good going. Okay, let's clear some of this area. Oh, autosave. Ouch, ouch. Watch where you're throwing these, you idiot. 19 really doesn't go as far as you'd think. They're really fun to blow stuff up, though. In fact, this was like not even... This is not even close. I mean, I needed this room for the iron smelter anyway, but... Alright, I figured out shotguns were fast. So I don't know why I'm still chopping this down. I should have done this beforehand, but... The aim on this is a little bit wonky. Just like 2 more trees, I think. Okay, so what we do here, so that is gonna be, that's the top edge, right? Okay, so then that means that our other one could come here. So how I like to do the steel, this is something I believe this is a Mad Zuri setup that's been around for quite a while, and you know, so same old what we've done, what I've done and what we've done in multiplayer, but it works so well that I don't think I really want to change it, just because it works really well. So what this actually does is this has you bring in ore, smelt the ore, and then direct insert the you know, then smelted plate into steel, rather than bringing plate from like one of these smelters down here up into steel. This is kind of an all-in-one thing, which I really like. And as I'm building this, this reminds me something that another person mentioned in the comments, is starting with one furnace and then doing your two, because you don't waste a power pole. It's a very good point. I hadn't thought of it initially. Because this way, if I do this, it covers it, and you do, you know, you go down like I previously had. But if you start with two, you kind of waste the power pole in essence, if that makes sense. So I'm going to do that. And then we need a ton of steel. It's absolutely ridiculous how much steel you need. Like how much smelting rather you need for the steel. It's a little bit crazy. This is like, this may seem like a fair bit. It's not gonna be hardly anything. Trust me. It's you'll see how pathetic the steel output is from this. So what we do at this point, and see, this is why I love having gears and stuff, because even though I'm handcrafting this now, it really doesn't take that long. Ooh, achievement, sweet. That's blue science. Okay then. This research tree is a little crazy. Let's get plastics. Yeah, so it doesn't take that long to craft these because I already have all the intermediates, right? So it really is advantageous to carry around at least some intermediates. But okay, do that. I liked Can commented on the video. I really like what he said. I don't know if it was a joke or not, because it is something that would actually be a legitimate strategy, I think. Is he said that I should just clear my quick bar, only use it for like blueprints and deconstruction planners, and then just use the pipette tool for everything else, which I think is actually a viable thing once I get used, you know, good enough. So I'm now already doing this incorrectly. These can easily be replaced, but what this is, right? So this is our iron plate smelting. So these are bringing in ore from this end, and then these guys are actually going to fuel this from a belt down the middle, and then we're going to have it mirrored here. Wow, that went slightly wrong. We're going to have it mirrored here, and then we're going to have long-handed insert from these guys to the next one to do to do the steel. That's the word. Now we're going to need a bunch of undergrounds, because what this does is comes here like so. Now these, again, don't have to be burner inserters. I prefer them to be, just because, you know, the same thing I mentioned with the power. It's not that big of a deal, and, you know, people commented on the fact, you know, that you don't have to do burners, that normal ones are actually more efficient, which is true. I'm not going to deny that, but I just kind of like having the fail-safe, honestly, and it's just have it at this point. No. So then these are going to take the plate, smelt into steel, output out the back. And ideally what we would have, and you can see, this is actually a pretty big build, because ideally what we would have, this is the output belt, is we would mirror this on the top. So it's, you know, a double-sided balance belt. So this build actually gets a bit big, and that's kind of just, you know, a fact. It's just a fact of life by having it all in one here. But I think it's still easier once you get it set up than to bring iron plate from like another smelter into here. So yeah, these undergrounds bring the coal, which leaves just enough room for these long-handed to insert in. And I seem to always just be short, like one or two. It's my Factorio curse. All right, so we do that. Now, of course, this would become an underground and keep going if we extend this, or rather when we extend this, because we're definitely gonna have to. Now we can't use those because we obviously don't have steel. I was gonna click and drag, but I'm not sure the game is gonna do quite what I want if I do that. I guess we'll find out. Hey, it does. It's a little bit lagged behind, but sweet. Okay, so we got that, and then now we just need some normal inserters to export this, and we'll just mirror the pattern. And then yeah, if you mirror it on the top, you have a what we would like to call an inherently balanced belt, which is kind of just the general way I like to build. Now sometimes you need balancers, more like multiple belt balancers than a lane balancer, if that makes sense. You know, so like a 4-lane balancer. But even then, I kind of prefer to just have things inherently balanced when possible. So we need to input coal here and iron ore down there. Iron ore should be easy enough. Now, it is actually tempting. Not sure, guys. Let's think for a second. It's tempting to have a separate iron ore line for this, so that if one fails, it doesn't mean the other fails. It's going to be a little bit of a pain to set up, honestly. Need more grenades. That's clearly the answer. 43 of them. That ought to get us a little ways. Well, I need to clear this patch anyway, and it's really entertaining, so. I love this. I can just run by and blow everything up. Preferably not my power poles. Ow. Oh, that's getting a little close. Man, I even hit the miners there. Come on. Okay, so what we could do... Well, I can only make 4 miners anyway, so... Great. For now, we'll just split it until I can make more miners. After we get steel set up, then the next thing I want to do is start on our kind of little mini bus or make everything. Or actually... I've been thinking randomly. You know how your mind just kind of starts thinking about random stuff that really without any prompt? I've been thinking I might want to call mine like a hardware store, because that's what it is, really. You know, I've watched some like Catherine of Sky, I know, calls hers a mall. It's like, you know, when I think mall, I think, you know, like clothes and food and stuff. I mean, I'd love food in here. Set up like a little fish shop or something. But I think a hardware store. Instead of a make everything or a mini bus, because that's what other people call it, I'm gonna call it a hardware store, because that's what it is, right? You get your supplies, you know, you get your hardware, essentially. And this is not powered because you're trying to connect to ghost poles. Like a complete derp. Power does not just jump across thin air, typically. Okay, now we just need coal, which, actually, quite simply will be right here. Perfect. See, I love this. I love it when everything just lines up. It's fantastic. Unless, of course, I just mess it up myself. Okay, so do that. I know, Pipette. I'm still getting used to it. Gotta be a little more patient. Wow, that actually took quite a while. Ooh, red circuits, blue science. That's just what I want. So, these are gonna go. That's good, that's good. Once these go, he's gonna smell. Okay, perfect. I think I might need a little more coal. I'm not sure. So that's gonna do steel. Those will slowly get fueled. And yeah, oh, one other thing I should mention, guys, is this is, because people might be wondering, you know, like Xterm, you know, this thing takes 5 iron, what are you doing? This is a 1-to-1 ratio, which is really nice, because this does take 5 iron, but if you notice, it takes 17.5 seconds, which is exactly 5 times 3.5 seconds. So it requires 5 times the amount of iron, but takes, or it requires 5 iron, but takes 5 times as long to smelt as an iron plate, right? So in the time it takes a steel to smelt, you've made 5 iron. So it is a very nice 1-to-1 ratio, which is fantastic. Woohoo! We have our first steel. Let's bring him down. And I know this does look weird one-sided. We will mirror it. So steel, I think, is going to be... Where did I want to put steel? Did I want it above iron? I think that was the plan, wasn't it? Oh yeah, once I get rid of this stupid forest. And a few power poles to go with it, apparently. Still working on my aim here, alright? I haven't had quite enough target practice. Well, let's just screw the power poles. Bye-bye. I know we don't have power. It's honestly easier for me to just kill them and replace them than to go around repairing everything. Now the belt, I will need to repair. Yes, yes, I know there's no power, there's no lights, we're in the dark. There we go. Speaking of, we need some more lights in here. Okay. Now, I'm not quite as OCD with my light placing as, like, Scarhoof. I know he's super OCD with that. But I may straighten him up later. So that's cleared room, even though we have these big blown up holes in our ground here, but Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, and of course it goes right smack dab where my power line is. That's absolutely fantastic. Wow. Okay. And the reason I leave 4, by the way, for anyone who's wondering, is because it, well, one, I mean, you want to leave at least 2, right? Because if you leave less than 2, you can't bring an underground through here because you have the entrance exit and there's no room for a new entrance. So you want at least 2, but doing 4, and this is actually something that I did pick up from Colonel Will and the guys, is it leaves room for a roboport. If you ever desire to have a roboport line running through, 4 is exactly enough space for that. So that's kind of nice. Okay, here we go. This is really where I would want to do this anyway, except there's a damn forest in the way. Stupid trees. Someone in the comments in one of the videos was like, can we just turn this into a deforestation playthrough? I'm kind of in agreement with that. These trees are really starting to irritate me. They are not gonna like the day that we get nukes. And this is actually faster than just mining this, and I don't need the stone right now. Oh, I get it anyway. I think I get less. But yeah, once we get nukes, all these damn trees are going, and I really do need to check. I need to, oh, see, woohoo, we do have biters. I know. You almost never hear people say that, huh? You never hear people cheer that we have enemies. I'm glad we have them. The reason we haven't been attacked is because our pollution is being kind of tampered by this forest that we're completely surrounded by. So it hasn't gotten to them. Once it does, we will get hit. I know I'm out of an axe. Oh, we can actually go make a steel axe. Fantastic. Or 5. Let's make 5. Because I'll need them. Bring this down as far as we can, because we will want to extend that a bit. I swear if this tree's in the way. Okay. Ew. Oh, we could actually get some mining productivity. That's a bit tempting, I must admit. Let's do it. Okay, now, why I was saying uh-oh is because this is going to be in the way. This actually does need to come through the forest. New plan. Back it up. For some reason, I always feel wasteful when I'm like doing this. Obviously it just goes in my inventory, but for some reason, I think that it's gonna like go, I don't know. I think it just disappears or something. So let's do this. I was gonna use grenades, but I only have 4, and I only need a belt-wide path right now. So it would probably be easier for me to just chop my way through, or not. Unless the autosaves mess me up. And this is a good kind of demonstration of when it's actually helpful to go backwards from the source, kind of, or go from the end point to the start point, because this way I can actually figure out lining stuff up a lot easier. No, pulling me away from the tree chopping. All right. I know I went one too high. That's fine. Flat up, and it automatically curves, which is perfect. No iron ore, as I suspected. We're gonna have to make some miners. This may be a good place to end this episode. 23 minutes. Yeah, we got steel up, we got grenades up. I think that's a pretty good accomplishment. And you know, that was the first time with the steel smelter. When I mirror on the other side, I'll do that off screen, kind of like you guys suggested. But I wanted to show this setup. And also, one last thing, guys. Someone asked for the blueprinted smelter setup. I will do that. I keep forgetting. I'm a very forgetful person, so I'm throwing that out there because I do forget stuff a lot, especially with everything I have going on. But anyway, I will blueprint both this smelter design. I'm going to blueprint just the 12 section because that way you can do 24, 36, 18. If you overlap it by half, it's easier than the full section. So I'll do this, and then I will also do this setup as well. I'll blueprint, and if I remember, I will try to put it in the description of this video. And I won't put it in every video because things are going to change as we go. But yeah, for anyone who wanted that, check in the description of this video. I will try my best to remember if it's in there. If it's not in there, remind me, let me know. But anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it. Do hope you enjoyed, and look forward to the next as much as I do. I'm getting really excited. I think next time we can work on the make everything a bit, and then maybe start oil. We'll see how far we get. But anyway, if you did enjoy, feel free to leave a like. I'd appreciate it. And until next time, look forward to seeing you all. Do take care.